Thank you for spending another midweek moment with the Wisconsin Property Taxpayers. I'm Paul Rozeski, and today is Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. Let's get things started by getting you set up for the week. Looks like over the next number of days we might get a few spring showers sprinkled in. And this weekend, if Easter isn't your thing, you can celebrate Amaretto Day and Velociraptor Awareness Day, or Lima Bean Respect Day, which is really important because no lima bean deserves to be marginalized. There's a lot of Easter egg hunts, some animal barns, petting zoos are starting to open up, and farmers markets are starting to pop up too. So, however you enjoy life, please celebrate responsibly. This week, we have some trends and directions that Wisconsin is taking. Our quote of the week is another one from POTUS number 32. And we touch on taxes, politics, and tariffs. So, without further ado, let's jump into some news together. We start with a snapshot of what Wisconsin's economy is looking like. According to a right-leaning think tank called the American Legislative Exchange Council, better known as ALEC, Wisconsin currently ranks 36th in economic outlook and ranked 34th in economic performance over the past 10 years. So 34th of where we've been and 26th looking forward. And while that sounds like we're on an upswing, I regret to inform you it's actually the opposite. Our economic outlook ranking has been struggling. We were doing well for a while. We ranked 12th in 2020, then 15th, then 14th, but that's when we started to trend down. We dropped to 17th, then to 21st, and now we're 26th. Also concerning is that some of the reports put Wisconsin in the top 10 for states most vulnerable to tariff impacts because of our standing as a major agricultural producer. The longer the tariffs go, the more painful I think it can be for our state's economy. So hopefully the newest 90-day freeze helps resolve most of that. But unfortunately, a number of Wisconsin's products, like soybeans, have really relied on Chinese imports in the past, and those are the last tariffs that are going anywhere. One of the things that make tariffs a dangerous game is that they are a tax. Revenue that is collected by the government, and really what we don't need is another tax, because even if the U.S. policymakers see these as leveling the playing field, the other countries see the current playing field as a level playing field, and many are going to retaliate based on their perspective, not ours. So call me a skeptic, but government has proven to be an inefficient system of collecting and spending money. The best way to avoid an inefficient system is to bypass the system altogether. So when I hear that the money from the tariffs could allow us to eliminate income taxes for everyone under $150,000 of income, I'm skeptical of the logic. Whether you love him or hate him or somewhere in between, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson has been spot on for a long time. And I quote, "We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. So in a way, we got to pick our poisons. Do you want revenue and you want tariffs? Or do you want to address the spending problem and do you want Doge?" Either one is probably going to have to be uncomfortable if they're going to accomplish anything. So I'm just hopeful, again, the newest 90-day freeze helps this whole potential tax threat mostly de-escalate. In other news, with the announcement of Ben Wickler not seeking re-election as the chair of the Wisconsin Democrat Party, a few other people are considering stepping into the big shoes that he is leaving. And he really did a lot to level up his party's fundraising. He drove up both the national major donors and the local grassroots fundraising. Here's a snapshot of what his playbook has looked like. I'm on the Wisconsin Democrat Party email list, and between March 10th and April 10th, which was primarily the run-up and lead-up to the state Supreme Court election, I received 61 emails over that 31-day stretch. That's almost everyone followed this playbook. XYZ is happening, and will you help us fight back by giving $14, $22, $11? And I'll tell you, that operation has cultivated a program that over time, it's brought in millions of dollars, $20-ish at a time. As far as building a social media campaign and customer followings, that is incredible. Every organization and business out there is trying to build following and cultivate their tribe and get people to act. So this might be one of the best success examples of our time. My concern is that this is politics, and to get those numbers, each one of those messages is a call to help fight a crisis or urgency or things that lacking integrity or ethics and all this kind of stuff. It happens on both sides, which both of them, they add to the attacks and the negativity. And an average, and in this case, an average of 2 emails a day for an entire month, above and beyond the fire hydrant of the toxic election cycle commercials. When you want to know how something works, you follow the money. So it goes back to needing to address money in politics, again, on both sides of the aisle. But if you think about it, a barrage of crisis and negativity to raise the money needed to barrage us with crisis and negativity. Seriously, that is just an insane reality that we're living in. It's absolutely unhealthy at a personal level and for our society. And hey, Wisconsin, we rank number 1 for absorbing this abuse right now. And the long-term effects are only negative, which really and truly saddens me. In other news, we'll get off that train. Let's look at something positive. Wisconsin just got some positive, good nationwide press. Here's the title of a recent article I saw. Wisconsin Construction Training Program could serve as a national model. Because in Wisconsin, there has been a spike in the construction industry apprenticeships to the tune of thousands and thousands of people entering the industry, which could be a good component of resolving our housing shortage issues and maintaining our infrastructure needs. Some are apprenticing around high school, but the average age of apprentices in Wisconsin in this program is 26, which might mean that they're probably the people that are seeing this as a good choice after they've played out their first option. Maybe it's people that got jobs out of high school or that tried college and it didn't work for them. They're trying this as a path that they're willing to explore. Either way, it's a good first step, and hopefully it can start to translate into other industries like industrial manufacturing maybe, or utilities and our infrastructure there. That would be good. Either way, some positive news. And finally, in the spirit of the quote from Ron Johnson, I leave you with another spending quote from POTUS 32, Franklin D. Roosevelt, who said, "If the nation is living within its income, its credit is good. If, in some crises, it lives beyond its income for a year or two, it can usually borrow temporarily at reasonable rates. If, like a spendthrift, it throws discretion to the winds and is willing to make no sacrifice at all in spending, if it extends its taxing to the limit of the people's power to pay and continued to pile up deficits, then it is on the road to bankruptcy." End of quote, and he nailed it. Have a great second half of your week, and as always, thanks for listening. Wisconsin Property Taxpayers Inc. is a nonpartisan membership organization consisting of thousands of small business, farm, and homeowner members in every slowly thawing corner of the state. Founded in 1985, the organization is committed to providing its members with up-to-date information, legislative advocacy, and exclusive cost-saving benefits. Find out how to join at WPTOnline.org/join.